Quiet, please. John Vergo to break.
Oh, I don't believe it. It's not easy making a video. The things they expect me to do, the shots they expect me to play, and the people they get to work with you, you'd never believe it.
Mr. Grimsdale!
It's easy. It's just come this way. Come this way. Come this way.
Is this the volunteer?
Yep. This best I can get. Sorry.
Hey. Hey. I know him. I know you. Hey. Big breakfast show, isn't it?
Big break.
Yeah. What is? No, that you're in the... I know,
Trick shots?
Yes. No, well, oh, God. Jim Day...
John
Davidson.
Vergo.
Oh, no, don't start smashing about. Jim Davidson and the big break. Oh, God, it's smashing to meet you.
Have you got a name?
Yeah. It's, called the, it's funny, you know, as you get older, well, three things happen to you. You know, well, three things. First of all, your memory goes, and I can't remember the other two, but I'm very proud to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you. Yeah. Norman.
What?
Norman, is it?
Oh, yeah! What a brain! Oh. Norman Wisdom. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Norman.
Oh, it's not.
Can you play snooker, Norman?
No, but I'd like to learn.
I've set up a trick shot here. I was just about to do it.
Hold on.
You can do it. There's the cue.
I can't
Joe,
do it.
You can do it. All you got to do is hit the triangle with the white ball, and those 6 balls will go in the middle pocket.
It's so exciting.
There's the cue.
It makes me come over giddy. Oh, yeah. All right, then. I'll have to go. All right.
Norman.
Yeah.
The other end.
Oh, no. Why?
Well, everybody uses the other end.
Yeah, but this is the biggest end, and I stand more of a chance with the big end because I can't play like you can. So, you know, I want to give it a good hard wallop.
Well, hit it hard.
Yeah. Cool. How about that then, eh? What's the matter?
What have you done to the triangle?
I didn't do that. The ball did that.
Because you used the wrong end of the cue, Norman.
You told me to hit it hard.
Yeah, but with that end, the thick end, you broke the triangle. I've got a lot of shots to show people here.
Well, I can't help it if you tell me to hit it hard, and I couldn't hit it soft if I'm going to hit it hard, and I got all the balls down. I'll tell you what, we'll save up and get a new one. Oh, I got some nails at home. You could hammer it together, eh?
Yeah, all right, well, I've got another one now, but this time, don't hit it so hard. I'll give you another one to do where we can jump over the broken bits. How about that?
Jump over the broken bits of what?
The triangle. This was a triangle,
Jump
Norman.
over? I can't get up here to jump over those.
No, we're going to jump the cue ball over it.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, of course, you have to forgive me because I don't know all about it.
We'll put the red there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll go in the middle pocket, in between the other 2 broken bits of triangle.
What I broke, you're trying to...
What you broke. And what I want you to do is jump that cue ball over that triangle and pop the red.
Over that bit of
Over
wood
that
there.
bit of wood. That was, it's now a bit of wood, it was a triangle.
A triangle, yeah. I don't keep on about that, that's I'm shoving off.
Okay. Right, now I'll hold this.
I don't
no,
know. I don't know. I can hold it.
Don't you hit it there.
Oh,
right?
oh.
Now if this one hard.
It went down.
What's that on the end of the cue?
I don't know. Yeah, well, you should have held it tighter. And I should have hit it with the big end and it wouldn't have gone through a little ball like that. And I'm sorry.
All right, I'll let you off, and
Okay.
I'll think of a shot where you don't have to hit the ball. Right, this is called a chopstick shot.
I got it in the hole. Sorry, chopstick.
Chopsticks?
Yeah.
You know what chopsticks are, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. You have a curry in a Chinese shop. You have, don't you?
Yes.
Chopsticks for eating the food. and that.
That's right.
Dollop in the rice and all.
Well, there you go. I'm going to give you 2 cues.
Yeah.
White ball. I'll remove the broken bits of wood.
I'll get some. I'll buy some nails after.
Okay. What I want you to do is this. As you're breaking things, this time we're going to do the chopstick shot, right? You get the ball on the cue. We're going to pop the blue. We'll pop the pink. Bring it back. And now I'm going to pop the black. Watch. Think you can do that?
Oh, I'll have a try. Yeah. Cool.
You can do this, Norman. But be careful, don't break them cues. They're worth a lot of money. Let's get you the blue and pink up. Chinese style. Put the cues right next to the blue. Nearly. You're not cheating, Norman, are you? Have you had that cap long?
No, I just bought it when I went shopping. Like,
I like it. Yes! Good shot. Going for the pink now. The pink now. Get the cues right to the pink.
oh,
Oh. You're pretty good at this, though. You've not broke anything, have you?
only that's triple.
Right, the centre of the pink. It looks easier than it is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get it on there better than me, you know. Yes! And now for the big one, the black. This is the big one. Now, from this angle here, you want to hit about 6 inches from the middle pocket.
Oh.
But tilt the cues up so you get more speed. Really lift them up and let them run down.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
Cute.
Cues are level. Right. Big steep one. Right, let it run down now. I like this. Yes!
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Norman.
cool. I feel like swanking now.
All right, I'll set up this shot, Norman. See if you can do this one. Now, this is a nice one. Got the black there. We're going to put up a line of reds. Don't hit this one too hard, though, Norman, because we're running out of equipment.
You want any more?
Want the white ball?
Well, where's the white ball, Jim? Where's it gone?
John.
Jim, don't start that again. Only no more reds.
No more reds, Norman. I've got the white.
You want a blue?
Now, I'm going to whisper to you now and tell you how this is, because it's the type of shot you don't really do.
Did she? Mum? Oh, yeah.
Right. Norman is now going to pop the black. About here, Norman. Norman
Yeah?
is now going to pot the black. Middle of the ball, up there.
Oh, cool. Sorry about that. I didn't have any chalk on, see?
Chalk. No, you put it on the other end.
Oh, on this end?
Put it on.
Oh, there we are.
Norman is now going to pot the black. Well done, Norman. Super.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Art, I knew you could do it.
Hey, do you know, I deserve one of them championship waistcoats, like... Hey, you've got one on.
No, you can't
Here.
have this, Norman.
Can I, oh, come on, please.
No.
Oh, no, let me
Norman,
have
no.
it.
Paul,
I want a waistcoat.
give him a waistcoat. Go on, give him a waistcoat.
Here's your waistcoat.
Oh, thank you. Paul. Hey, it's lovely though, isn't it? I'm a champion now, aren't I? Oh, I'm going to save this for after and swank all over the place. Well, I'm glad I got that. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much indeed.
You mean,
Now, what
you,
we
you
got-
want me to go now?
Well, we've got such a lot to do. Just hold on. Paul, can you put Norman back where you found him, please?
Pleasure.
Thank you, Norman. Well done. Enjoy your shopping.
I wanted to have some more.
Well, we've got a lot to do. Right.
Oh, hey! I mean, wait, what about my waistcoat? I forgot my waistcoat, didn't I? Please, my waistcoat.
Well, you did break a triangle and put your cue through the cue ball,
Yeah,
and you still want the waistcoat.
but I did win the waistcoat, didn't I? So,
Well, you did. Here, here's the waistcoat. Thank you, Norman.
oh, thank you, Jim.
John. Right, well, the trick shot
Well, where's my waistcoat?
we're going to do
I
now
think it's outside. It must be.
is a
No,
shot
where's
that you've seen many times on
What
Big
you done
Break.
with my waistcoat? Where's my waistcoat? What happened to my waistcoat? He had the waistcoat and
I gave you the waistcoat.
Oh, I'll go without it. Because life's not worth living without my waistcoat.
Norman, come here. Come here. Here's the waistcoat. Wear it with pride.
Cool. Thank you. Oh, cool. Thank you. I like you.
I like you, Norman. Thank you, Norman. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, and it's smashing meeting you. Cool, Jim. Oh, cool. Hello.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
Jim. Well, nothing like Jim Davidson.
Okay, guys, come on. One more time. Let's do it with feeling. Go.
John Vergo video, take 27.
Okay, then. 5, 4, 3.
Hello there, video viewers. I'm Ted Lowe, and tonight it's my financial pleasure to introduce a man who is to snooker what Patrick Moore is to bungee jumping. How shall I spell his name? V for vivacious, I for hilarious, R for rollicking, G for gleeful, and O for oh, what a bundle of joy. It's that laugh-a-minute snooker-loving stick of dynamite. Big John Vergo. Say good evening, JV.
Good evening, JV. Hit me with some questions, Ted. I'm quivering with excitement.
Right, first question. How long is it?
Not those sort of questions. This is a family video.
What I mean is, have you been a snooker player all your life?
Not exactly, Ted. For the first few years, I was a baby.
And when did you first realize that you had a sporting bent?
It was all a bit of a fluke, really. When I was a lad, I was always playing little jokes on my granddad, like putting his bedpan in the fridge and turning his electric blanket on when I found out he'd wet the bed. One day, old Grandad Vergo was having his usual bath in front of the fire, and cheeky little me grabbed hold of his walking stick, picked up a pickled onion, and with amazing agility potted it at Grandad and scored a direct hit.
Into his mouth?
Not exactly, Ted. He was bending over picking the soap up at the time.
And when did you first learn to play the game, Big John?
20 years ago. Big Sid's billiard hall and massage parlour in Salford. What a dump. Pardon my French.
A bit rough, was it?
Rough? All the snooker tables had broken legs. They had a 20-minute interval after every game to give them time to carry out the wounded.
It must have been very exciting life for a young man. Do you remember any of your early scores, JV?
Oh, sure. Most of them are married now. I do get a postcard now and again from an old snooker groupie, Shirley Swinger. She taught me a lot about trick shots, did Shirley.
Did she use to chalk your cue and play on the table?
That's between me and the news of the world, Ted. Could you hurry it along? My charisma's starting to wear off.
Right, Big John. We've asked you tonight to give us the intimate lowdown on all the top snooker players.
I know them all, Ted. Intimately. I've known Jimmy White since he was knee-high to a snooker table. Come to think of it, he still is.
I understand you're quite familiar with Stephen Hendry's little foibles.
I should be. I've shared a dressing room enough times.
So who, in your opinion, is the biggest character in the business?
Hard to say, mate. Some of these professional potters are proper nutters. You've whispered your way through a few unusual matches yourself, Ted.
Remember a couple of years ago, finals night at the Crucible, the big battle between the two of the biggest characters who ever potted a pink.
Which characters were they, Ted?
Well, one of them was the great Willie Thorne.
Oh, yes, Willie Thorne. The maximum man. Charlie Charm. With the big smile and the wide parting. Willie really enjoys playing with every player in the business, except one.
I bet I can guess who that is.
You guessed it. Alex Higgins.
Alex Higgins to break. One. Eight.
Willie hadn't been too fond of Alex ever since they played one another some years ago. And during the tournament, Alex knocked back a bottle of whiskey, lit a match to light a fag, hiccuped, and set fire to Willie's hair.
So that's how he got to be bald.
Yeah, talk about a sizzle Willie.
48. $56. 72. 80. 104. 120.
Anyway, on this particular night, Alex had promised to be on his best behaviour. He'd even brought his old teddy bear along to prove he was just a sweet little boy at heart.
134. 140.
I remember that match now. Willie won every frame.
Yeah, and Alex was ever so good-natured about it.
What a battle that was.
Willie went on to win the tournament.
Yes, but as usual, Alex had the last word.
Yes, Ted, it's a funny old game.
Well, you should know, John, but I bet you don't know when the great game of snooker was first invented.
Hundreds of years ago, I should imagine. Just so happens I own a snooker cue that belonged to Lord Horatio Nelson. It cost him arm and a leg. Look at the craftsmanship. It's unique.
Brilliant. That's a priceless piece of history.
You hit it on the head, Ted. This cost me 3,000 quid at an auction at Sotheby's. Only one in the world, never to be repeated, and worth every penny.
They certainly knew how to make snooker cues in those days, JV.
They certainly did, Ted. Have a look at the grain on that.
Amazing. Truly amazing. Where was I?
You were talking about the history of snooker, Ted.
Ah, yes. It's fascinating, really.
Is it true cavemen used to knock pebbles into potholes with their clubs, thereby inventing the world's first snooker game?
I don't know all the facts, JV, but I know a man who does. And he's here tonight. It's a rare privilege to introduce our guest speaker, who is a worldwide authority on the history of snooker. He's the expert's expert, the man with all the answers. And he's going to meet you down by the snooker table. Professor Stanley Unwin.
Well code, looking forward. Sure, sold.
Oh, yes. I'll go and meet the expert. Good evening, Professor.
Deep joy to meet it. Oh, yes, indeed.
I've heard so much about you. Thanks for agreeing to give us the history lesson.
What is it you wanted to know about it?
I can't wait to find out. When did people first start playing snooker?
Well, the origins of snooker go back to the solar system formed on dynamic principles, you know. You see, and today we've got this little Jupiter insert, which when the cue of the comet went and gave that underspin through. So this is a corollary, if you like, or analogous to the fundamental of snooker itself. Now, when you have the reds in their trianglode, the consummate mass of those 15 balls, plus the colours, and beyond the balk through, add up to Univerp's inverse square of the distance between. This is a Kepler fundamental of his own third law, you know.
When were pockets introduced?
Ah, well, the pockets. Now, I'm glad you asked that, because, and Patrick Moore touched on this Goon Hilly, which the echo came through in vertical, you know, for the satellite Hode, which was because the pockets represent where the black holes strain through, and black hormones is the real thunderbolt, because these recesses were where they received through after the exploding Hode, and very often happens every time a Halley's Comet rotating around the Univerp's Hode. Oh, yes.
But who first brought snooker to this country?
Well, you know, the Vikings had a lot to account for in this. When they came in those little narrow flat boats, they with the curled up trolley on the front of the figurehead Hode, as you know, they landed without any tabloids.
No tabloids?
No tabloids were brought. No green beige hue as we select as we know it, and these wonderful solid tabloids, but the ground level. Now, with the do you mind if I hold this horn?
Not at all.
This is consummate with the oars, which they brought over with these peculiar ships with these flat-bottomed bases, and they trittle them half low down. Now, that's one, and the various shapes will consummate a little bit and convey to you, if you watch them carefully, look trittly, how like a crown mode. You get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the main thing is that when they saw the beacons along the coast, and the ancient Brits, who were very primitive, so the invaders with the Vikings came, they put the ends of their oars in the little beacons, and instead there's no chalkus thorkus, mark you.
No chalkus thorkus?
No, not at all. This was charcoal on the end which Hode. And the charcoal acted as the same substitute which chalk does today this very note. And you know, and they squeak it as they rub load on the top of the coat, don't they? But what they did was to get the ancient Brits, as they crouched down deep and low, flollop in their bot tock. Well, they're in the dike, they followed through for all rotunda. Poor ancient Brits had a lot to suffer for, though. Oh, yes, indeed.
Well, that's easy for you to say, but there's a lot of people asking me questions about the modern game. I'll give you an example. Maybe you can explain this to the people watching this video in layman's terms. And one of the most common questions I get asked, if a ball is on the cushion, we'll do it with the yellow because we'll be able to see it better.
Yes, so there's 3 points removed, aren't they, from the other's Hode? Yeah. First one starting Ho in the pocket after the others have gone Do. After all the reds Do, you just check me on this fold, after all the reds one Do, the first is yellow through them in the pocket. That is right, isn't it?
Yes.
Good, check.
Right. But the question I'm always asked, how do you pot a ball along the cushion?
Yeah.
I'm glad. This is a really difficult one. It's based on a Pythagorean thought. There's a sine angloed here, curved triangle on the one because of the ball, and a straight one where the cush hoed. Now, between this room, where the cue, well, I should say the ball, the cue ball, has got to meet it, if there's a precise connect between this arcuate and the flat, then really all it's going to do is do a little trickly how. If the force is enough, drop and pocky.
Well, there you go. If ever you get that shot, you've heard it here. One of the main bones of contention in the game today, particularly with all the money coming in the game, the commercial side of it, we see so many times a player pots a red, rolls up behind a baulk colour, and it's this misrule that everybody is talking about. Yeah. Can you define the misrule?
Well, you've touched on the most difficult fantamo which gave in snooker in its own modern hoed, yes. Here, I really ought to get behind, but what I will do, I'll point with my own Thorcus fingold index through, because where the cue ball is silhouetting, as it were, and beyond, there's a slight eclipsed effect. Because if there's a little bit of a half moon showing there, and let's face it, the rough has got his deep hypo, BDO or lumpy tweel, there's going to be a misplacement afterwards in order to check it again. And the player's bound to ask for this, isn't he, you see? Oh, yes.
Well, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But answered superbly. And I'm certain the people have learnt a lot from that.
So what's your own interpretation of this fundamental then?
Well, in my opinion, a potty back spin loaded causes ricochet in the hormones and leave the cue ball by the cushy pocky. So rebo anglo to the nearest orifice in the comb.
I'm sorry, you'll have to stop the camera. Stop filming. I just can't understand a word this fellow says. Oh, folly.
Deep joy.
What a brilliant man. He could be a politician. That's why I love snooker. It's chock-a-block with fascinating characters, like the ones I commentated on last year in Dubai. Terry Griffiths was playing that.
Tear away Terry, better known as the human Valium tablet. Terry is so docile he once fell asleep and dreamed he was playing in a major snooker tournament. And when he woke up, he was. Remind me, Ted, who was Terry's opponent that night?
That broth of a boy in the big bins, Dennis Taylor. He always wears those goggles during a game. He can't see a thing without them.
Foul shot. 6 away. Terry Griffiths to play. Foul shot, 4 away, for eating the ball.
All the people in Dubai were really excited watching this marathon match, weren't they, John?
They were riveted, mate. Riveted.
Ah, there's nothing like a good game of snooker, JV.
And that was nothing like a good game of snooker. If you thought that game was a bit weird, how about the one we were both at last Christmas?
Don't remind me. Higgins again, against the inimitable Ray Reardon. Is it true all the players call Ray Dracula?
I'm not saying, but I do know Ray charges 50 quid a night to haunt a house.
25, 33, 48, 65, 72, 80, 97,
'Dear old Ray, he was supposed to be here tonight to answer personal questions.
He won't be now, Ted. It's bedtime. He'll be fast asleep, hanging upside down in his attic. Ask me some questions. After all, this is my video.
Right, Big John. How do you feel about the use of illegal substances in some sports?
Well, personally speaking, Ted, I hate anybody who takes drugs. Customs officers, policemen.
You're a good man, John.
You can say that again.
You're a good man, John. Let me ask you this. Is it a sin to play snooker on a Sunday?
This is the way I play it. Any more questions?
Just one. Who is the most interesting character in snooker today, in your opinion?
Well, I've already said, Ted, in my opinion, it has to be Alex Hurricane Higgins. The stories I know about him could fill a book, a scrapbook. I'll just tell you, I remember once I was playing him down in Gateshead, the Gateshead Leisure Centre, and they had a four-man round robin. And it was the year that Hallo Dandy, which was trained up in the northeast of England, had won the Grand National. And the four men playing was Alex Higgins, John Spencer, Tony Knowles and myself. And the guest of honour was Hallo Dandy, which was led in by the lad who led him round at Aintree when he won the Grand National. 1,000 people there, all clapping and cheering, probably majority of them backed him in the National, being a local hero. So they bring the horse in, and I don't know if you know or not, but Alex used to be an apprentice jockey.
Yes, I believe so.
So he was very interested to see if he could get on the back of the horse, and he went up to the lad and said, "Is there any chance of me getting on the back of the horse?" And he went, no, he said, "It's a bit skittish as it is," he said, "with all these people applauding." He said, "Hey, come on, babe, let me get on." He said, "No." Anyway, Alex, being Alex, does what he wants to do, jumps on the back of the horse. The horse now has gone round the table with Alex on it and did what horses do when they get a bit excited and left a big pile of manure on the floor. And John Spencer, as you know, the chairman of the association, came out with a great line, run over to the microphone, grabbed it and said, "Well, let's be fair. If Alex Higgins jumped on your back, you'd shit yourself as well." But I think one of the other classics about Alex, I always remember, because Alex Higgins, as I've said many times, is one of the greatest snooker players I've ever seen, the most talented player, to me brought in a new dimension to the game. And it was quite incredible that after winning the World Championship in 1972, it was another 10 years before he won it again.
Yes, that's right.
And I was quite privileged at the time, because just after he won it in 82, I had to do a tour of Ireland with him. And he took the trophy, and it was like your man, you know, because the people in Ireland love him, as they do in Britain. And we'd gone on this tour, and it turned out that halfway through it, we'd realised that the guy who was promoting it was a bit short of money. You know, I mean, he wouldn't buy you a drink at the bar or something like that. And we were getting bad vibes that at the end of the tour we weren't going to get paid.
This does happen.
It used to happen a lot those days. But what turned out to be that the guy who was driving us around, right, had got wind that he wasn't going to get paid either. So he absconded with the World Championship trophy. We went there. Where's the driver? He's not here. Alex, where's my cup? You know, 10 years it took me to win that. Where is it? So now they've called the police, and we've got the Garda, we've got police cars, and they've converged on this mobile home site or something similar. And we've got the guy in the caravan with the trophy, surrounded by the police, who are on the loud hailers shouting, "Come out with the cop." And the guy shouting back, "I'm not coming out until I guaranteed me money." And Alex getting hold of the megaphone and going, "It took me 10 years to get that. Bring it back." So anyway, in the end, the fella did turn it over for 2 tickets to Alex's next exhibition. That's how much they love him.
What a pity dear old Alex couldn't be here tonight.
Yes, he's gone on a peace march with Oliver Reed. It's a shame, really. He was going to help me do one of my trick shots.
You're better off not doing it with Alex. I hate to see a grown man cry.
No problem. You can help me do one.
Me? I'm just a commentator.
Come on, be a sport. You might as well stick around for a bit. Still raining outside. Okay, Ted, this is it. This is the snooker table. This is as close as you've been to one for a while.
I like this, son.
Waistcoat, trick shot waistcoats. What I'm going to do tonight, Ted, is something absolutely amazing. Something I've never done before.
You mean you're going to get one right?
I can dream, can't I? You're going to get it right, Ted, because I'm going to set up a shot for you. Right?
Me?
A trick shot for you, Ted. I know all the people have heard you commentating over the years, and everybody says to me, can Ted Lowe play snooker? Well, we're going to set up this trick shot to prove that you can. What we're going to do, we're going to put 3 cues in the jaws of the pocket, like so.
You're going to make it a bit complicated, aren't you?
I know, well, using 4 cues for a shot, Ted, it's never easy, is it?
What do I play with?
You can play with mine.
Huh. That's a
There you
privilege.
go.
That's a privilege.
Now, if you come round here, I'll show you what we're going to do. Good evening.
Who's the...
2 members of my fan club.
Oh. So, what do you want me to do then, John?
I'll put the pink over the middle pocket. Put the cue ball there. I'm going to put the black resting on the cues here. What I want you to do is to hit the cue ball in between the cues. It'll come round the cues, hit the black, and you're going to pop the pink and black in the one shot. Just make a minor adjustment, because I'm working to fractions here.
It's impossible, isn't it?
And it hits the black, and the black runs down. In goes the pink. Yes, Ted, well done. You see, I knew you could play this game. I knew you could play.
John.
My pleasure,
A great
my
piece
pleasure.
of wood there.
Well, thank you, Ted. And is there any other shot you want to play?
I'm going to pot another black now. Bye.
What, you're leaving? You've not said anything to him, have you? Paul, get me the basket. Can't believe, eh? Ted Lowe, I've known him all them years. He'd rather go to pot black than... Oh, you're here at last. Where have you been?
I've been on my tea break.
That's not drink I smell, is it?
What? Me? I never such the tough.
Now, listen, I've had a problem with Ted Lowe, right? I'm getting a bit annoyed here.
Oh, I can see you getting annoyed, but don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hey, if I were you, I'd stick off the booze because you're getting a bit blurred.
Yeah, yeah. Now, listen, you're here to rearrange the balls.
Yes, right. I will rearrange your balls. Which balls?
Start on those. Get rid of them. Now, ladies, the shot I'm going to play here. What are you doing?
I'm rearranging your balls.
These 2 ladies here out of my worldwide fan club have come here to enjoy themselves, to be happy, to be entertained. I'll do that on my own, thank you. Off.
Can't stand the excitement.
Go on, off. Sorry about that. Well, what I'm going to do now, I'll put the black on top of the basket. I'm going to hit the basket, it's going to spin round, and the black will come in this pocket. I heard a great joke the other day, really silly one. Mary Poppins, she rang up this guest house in Blackpool. She said, have you got a room for the night? And the guy went, Mary Poppins? Staying at a little guest house? He said, I thought you'd been staying at one of the big hotels. She went, no, I don't like all that, she said. I like a bit of quietness. He said, well, perfect. He said, anything I can do? She said, well, I'll be home late tonight from the theatre, but in the morning when I get up, it'd be lovely if I could have a couple of boiled eggs and some cauliflower cheese. He went, no problem. No problem. Next morning, he sees her. She has her breakfast. He said, everything all right? She said, yeah, lovely, how much do I owe you? So he said, well, you don't owe me anything. He said, just the honour of Mary Poppins staying at my guest house, he said. If you could make a comment in the book, he said, I'd be more than obliged. Anyway, she writes in the book, out she goes. He thinks Mary Poppins stayed in my guest house. I wonder what she's written. And he looked in the book and it had Mary Poppins. Super cauliflower, eggs they were atrocious. Do you get it? Super cauliflower, eggs they were atrocious. I think I'll play this shot. Oh, little lad went up to his dad. He said, Dad, he said, I was looking at the tortoise today, he said, in the bottom of the garden, he said, and all his little nails are all worn down, he said, and little cracks and little specks of blood, he said, and his shell is all cracked and all, well, it's just peeling off, Dad. He said, look, son, what you've got to accept, that tortoises don't live as long as human beings, and he's going to die before you. But don't worry, son. If he dies, I'll take you down to the shop and I'll buy you a mountain bike with 15 gears. And the little lad went, can we kill him now, Dad? Because he wanted the bike. This Irishman was in this bar in New York, and the barman was saying, well, Paddy, he said, how long have you been in New York? He said, well, he said, I only arrived, he said, the other day, he said. Funny enough, he said, I wonder if you could help me. He said, I'm looking for somewhere where I can rent an apartment. That's like a flat, you know, an apartment. It's where people stay. Anyway, this big American guy came over and he went, hey, buddy, I just heard you mention you want to rent an apartment. He said, I've got one up the road, no obligation, come and have a look. So he took the Irishman down to this apartment, shown the Irishman in the lounge. He went in the other room. 2 minutes later, this big American comes out, dressed up as a schoolboy, little cap, short pants, and a whip. And he said, I've been a naughty boy. I didn't go to school today. And the Irishman's relaying the tale to the barman in the pub in the evening. And the barman says, well, what did you do? He said, I bet he goes to school tomorrow. Because he must have, you know, psh, psh. Yeah. Anyway, there was these three fellas from Salford, Tom, Dick and Harry. And they had big feet. Tom took a size 9, Harry a size 11, and Dick took a size 13. And they went to this dance hall, and Tom and Harry are dancing, and this girl said to Harry, hey, you've got big feet. And Tom said, you want to see our dicks? No, his feet. Alone again. Anyway, you want to see this shot. Pot the black, middle pocket. See what they missed? Let's set up another one. You'll like this.
Can I go home now? Am I finished?
No, no.
Oh.
You're not finished. A lot of people have left me on my own, and this is really how I prefer it, right? I'm going to play a nice few trick shots, right? And you're going to help me. Now get the basket.
Where is it?
It's under the table where if you don't stop drinking that, you'll be.
Huh.
Come on, bring it over here. Right. Now what I want you to do is hold the basket there. Can we get rid of this for the first time today?
Yeah, all right.
Empty anyway. You're no relation to Alex Higgins, eh?
No.
Okay. Okay, now put 2 hands on the basket. Right. Now don't worry about this because it's quite a good shot. And keep the basket still. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 reds. Just move the basket a bit further up here. A bit further. That's it. Right, hold it there. 4 reds in the basket. Rapid. How about that then? They're in there. Have a look. Right, give me the basket, and I'll show you my pièce de résistance.
Your what?
My pièce de résistance. It's French. I don't know what it's for, but it's French. Now this time I don't want you to hold the basket, because this is quite a dangerous shot. We'll put the black, the pink, the blue, the brown, the green, and the yellow. I'm going to jump over the 6 colours, and this is one of my most dangerous shots. I played this one night and knocked somebody out on the front row. You all right?
You trying to kill me?
Well, these shots can go wrong. I know what it is. This isn't the right waistcoat.
Oh.
This isn't the waistcoat that I play this shot with. You know the one, I asked you to bring it me before.
I'll go and get it. Don't move.
Can't believe it. I've had that fella off the street. I've had that Stanley Unwin talking to me. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And I've had to work with this idiot. Oh.
This one?
Oh, you're back. Yeah, that's the one. Perfect. That's the one. Give me a hand with it. You take that one. There you go. Take this bow tie off. Unless you're doing something useful, eh? You take the bow tie.
Sorry. 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 Sorry.
It's not like this with the BBC, you know.
Sorry.
What you doing?
Putting your waistcoat on.
It's the wrong one, isn't it? I've just taken this one off. Leave that one there.
Oh.
Where's the other arm? Right. That's good. That's good. Thank you. You can get rid of that one now. You want to see this shot? Don't throw them on the floor. It's cost a lot of money, them no-dad waistcoats. Do I look all right?
Bow tie.
Bow tie. Always carry them round in your pocket. That way you're never caught without your dicky bow. Put that round there. I should have a dresser really, shouldn't I?
Mm.
Mm. How's that then? Is that straight?
Could have shaved, but it's fine.
This is a beard. Okay. Now you stand over there just in case it goes wrong. And now with this lucky waistcoat on, we will now pop the cue ball into the basket. Yes! Impressive, eh?
Brilliant.
Go and hang the waistcoat up, go to the bar, order 2 large ones, I'm paying.
And I'll get some drinks as well.
Well, that's the last shot on this Vergo's video. I hope you've had as much fun watching it as I've had making it. I'd like to thank Mr. Ted Lowe, Norman Wisdom, Stanley Unwin. I hope to see you all again on Big Break. And in the meantime, don't do any trick shots I wouldn't do. And pot as many balls as you can. What's that? We've got a couple of minutes left. In that case, I think it's time for a song. And now, the end is near, and I must face the final curtain.
Not quite, no. This gives me an opportunity to say what a joy of coverage of all focused people in the field of snooker hode. A global folk marching forward. This is a great focus mode. Sonia assembly line, what? Chinese warm, and it stretches over the stebbers rust through to Vladivostok and through the Pacific Ode. And so as the future comes forward and the joys of snooker go, whether it's Jimmy Whiteload, Steve David, Steve Henry Thorkers, and all the wonderful Thorkers who plot, flop, philolopa through, and score this through to 147 through is the most wonderful Thorker through. And so grab all the...
Priceless piece of history.
You hit it on the head there, Ted. Wish you'd move your head so I can see what I'm supposed to be saying.
Oh, I'm going to save this for after and swank all over the place. Well, I'm glad I got that.
This is...
We'll take any residue after that's left in the solar system through, and this is, I'm sorry, I buggered that one up. Do I go into what you are?
I don't think anyone knew, did they? He's going to die. You've got to accept that he's not going to live as long as you. She's making me laugh. She's making me laugh. But you're making me laugh. Hey, this is my shot. Hit that ball.
They certainly knew how to make snooker cues in those days, JV.
They certainly did, Ted. Have a look at the grain on that.
Amazing. Truly amazing. But as usual, Alex had the last word.
Yes, Ted, it's a funny old game.